What's good, y'all, man? We're back again with another video. And today I just feel like I have to talk about the New Orleans Pelicans. If you know me and watch my videos in the beginning of the season, I wasn't a fan of the team, but I was a fan of the roster. That's the same thing, actually. I just felt like they were going to have a really good season. I've been proven right. As of right now, they're the number one seed, top 10 offense. I don't know how, but they have a top 10 defense. And I actually kind of do know how, and we'll talk about that more in the video. But before we get into the video, make sure you like and subscribe and share with your friends. We're growing over here pretty fast, so just keep subscribing, keep liking the video. So the Pelicans just beat the Suns, and I want to talk about a lot of things when I talk about this team. The first thing I want to talk about is the obvious. Zion Williamson. I feel like but people disrespected him a lot. Not even last year, but like this year. Coming in, he started off pretty slow. Even though they were winning games, he started off pretty slow. And it's a reason why they did that. And that's because he just wasn't looking the same that he was when he was averaging 26 on 60% shooting. And that's dumb to kind of come at him like they were, because he missed the whole year. They did the same thing with Clay. They did the same thing with Ben Simmons. And they were proven wrong because all of them have been playing decent. And Zion has taken the leap. Like, he's back to Duke Zion, where that's why their defense is taking a leap also. You have Brandon Ingram, who's been good on defense this year. You already have Herb Jones, who's one of the best in the league. And then you have Zion behind that playing. He's kind of not playing defense like Giannis, but he's just roaming around playing the free safety role. And even on guards, he's not as slow as he was. He's fast on his feet. It's not really a mismatch as it used to be. And that's a step. That's his step. It's not going to show in the box score. Like, you're not going to see him go for 26-30 or 2 blocks of 3. No, that's a step in the game. And if you watch games, you can see he's locked in on defense. Like that one game when it's not game when it's steal, but the steal in the fourth quarter on D Book to kind of seal the game, even though it was 3 minutes left. It just gave that team all the momentum, and that was off him getting a steal. Like, he's locked in on defense. And on offense, the point Zion thing is working, and why it's working is because they have space. They ran point Zion with, I believe, what's his name, Stan Van Gundy, and that didn't work because around you have Brandon Ingram, who was shooting about 36%. He wasn't a really good shooter back then. But then you had Eric Bledsoe, you had Steven Adams. So point Zion looked good, like he still averages 26, but it didn't feel like this. Like, it didn't feel as dominant as it was like this. He's able to run the point the whole game. And you're not going to see it on the assist, but he just gathers so much attention that he just makes one simple pass. And if they're not open, they kick it. They have really good ball movement with the team, and he is the leader of that. And he's just so dominant. Like, the Suns, they have a top 10 defense, and he just simply dominated them at 35 points, I believe, with that last dunk that we will talk about. And he's just been amazing on all sides of the ball. He's definitely in the MVP race. I don't understand why he doesn't get put over some people that are over him. It's some people that are over him just for the narrative. You probably know who I'm talking about. But Zion has been super, super dominant this year, and I feel like he needs to be talked about in the MVP race. And the one thing I also want to talk about is that dunk at the end of the game. I loved it because this team already has kind of a rivalry after last year. Whole thing with Chris Paul and Jose Alvarado, then Chris Paul having that dirty foul on Herb Jones, but he still made the layup. This has been a rivalry, so this game was really looked forward to. And you can see the NBA wants to make it a rivalry. They played 3 games in 4 nights, the same teams, so they want to make it a rivalry. And I love that he ended that game with that dunk, because I never understood the unwritten rule shit where, like, it's game over. We're down. You're all up by 10. Just don't score. Nigga, stop me, because the clock's not done. It doesn't say 0-0-0, so I'm gonna go get my bucket, and that's what he did. I loved it. Larry Nance Jr. did the same thing before that. I loved it, bro. I loved it, and I love the team in general. Like, when we look at this team, they're so deep. The one thing that's gonna stop them is CJ, and we're gonna talk about that later. But guys like Dyson Daniels, go look at Devin Booker. I'm gonna give y'all a plug. If you really care, go to bucketlist.fans, type in Devin Booker, and just watch every shot he shot. I believe he finished 5 for 14. Dyson Daniels, a rookie, was locking him up. Y'all know how big of a fan I am of Devin Booker. Dyson Daniels, the rookie, was locking him up. Jose Alvarado came in, 14 points in the first half. Trey Murphy hit a couple threes. Jonas Valanciunas, it feels like he's always bullying DeAndre Ayton. I feel like they have a good rivalry in a sense because I remember in the playoffs, if DeAndre Ayton, you get 2 games, okay, now I'm going to get my 2 games. Like, they kept going back and forth with each other. Obviously, DeAndre Ayton won, but they kind of have their own rivalry. Today, it was kind of even between both of them. And I feel like this team is just so deep. You even got guys like Najee Marshall off the bench, who's just the heart. He's the heart of the team. Him and Jose Alvarado, they are the heart of the team. And that's why I love this team so much. Because 2 guys like that probably is not as talented as a lot of people, but like the heart is just way above a lot of people. That's why they earn their minutes, and I'm loving it. I love watching these guys play. And the whole thing is they're on a 6 or 7 game winning streak. To me, they don't have their best player, but I don't even want to make that argument anymore because, like, yo, this is just a 1A, 1A thing. Like, we seen Brandon Ingram in those moments. We're seeing Zion take the MVP lead. They just have a 2-headed monster. Like, other people have 1A, 1Bs. This is legit a 1A, 1A thing because they're both number 1 options to me. And the luxury to have that when you get to the playoffs, that's just going to be crazy. But CJ McCollum, he's been playing decent as of late, but as you can see, if you follow like Pelicans Twitter or something like that, they dislike him a lot because the dumb decisions that he make that kind of stops the offense. Like, he's become a ball stopper for the offense, and that's gonna hurt them down the line, not having a true point guard. But the thing that I like is they have 2 stars that can play the point guard position. But you also want to get them guys to get their shots, especially down in the clock. Down in the crunch time. You want them to get their shots, so you want them to get set up. You want to have a really true point guard for them. And CJ's just not that. But Dyson Daniels can be that. Dyson Daniels reminds me a lot of Lonzo Ball, especially his half-court playmaking, his full-court playmaking, his defense. He reminds me of early Lonzo Ball because I feel like Lonzo Ball now, well, not now, but Lonzo Ball the last time we seen him, he was way more mature. But like as a rookie, Lonzo Ball was always, to me, an underrated defender, passer. He just had all the lights on him in LA, and he just kind of got a lot of hate for unnecessary reasons. But he was always a decent player, and that reminds me a lot of Dyson Daniels. And then you have Jose Alvarado, the luxury of having him off the bench. He's already put his name in there as one of the best backup point guards in the league. I really can't think of one off the top of my head. You always got Tyus Jones was really good, but Jose Alvarado has been elite this year, especially off the bench. I love the way they're playing him. So when we're looking at this team in the playoffs, I have a lot of faith in this team. Like, one, because of their 2-headed monster. The one thing that's going to scare me that I talked to a Pelicans fan about is Jonas Valanciunas. That might hurt, but then again, they're just so versatile. I didn't even talk about Larry Nance Jr. or Trey Murphy. Like, Larry Nance Jr., he closes games, so just as long as you can get 15, 20 minutes of Jonas Valanciunas doing his things and not hurting the defense, you're going to be pretty good. And then the thing that I seen today, Zion played the 5 for a huge part of that 4th quarter, and that's when they made their run. He's starting to get back into that Duke Zion where he can play small ball 5. And when you have that, you're unlocking the offense. Instantly. When you're running a lineup in the playoffs with CJ McCollum, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, Brandon Ingram, and Zion. Brandon Ingram has taken leaps in defense. Zion has taken leaps in defense. Trey Murphy's always been a decent defender. CJ, and Herb is elite. That's a good lineup on both sides. And if they're doing that, this team is so versatile. I remember I told y'all in one of my videos, I said, it's only 2 teams that can beat this team in the playoffs in the West. It's only 2 teams that I would say I don't trust the Pelicans against them in the West, and that was the Warriors and the Clippers. I don't think that anymore. I really don't. The Clippers, they can't stay healthy. I haven't watched a Clippers healthy team yet, so I don't know what to think of them. Warriors, health too, and they just look bad. Steph Curry might can get them out of that series because Herb Jones is elite. Everybody else can play good defense. It's just Steph Curry. But this team's so deep. They're so not well trained. Sounds crazy to say for a bunch of adults, but like they're so well trained as far as they don't make that much mistakes. The defense is good. The offense is good. Like I said, you do have 2 top 20 players. They can beat the Warriors, and I'm looking at them like, yo, they can make a finals run. Because let's break it down. The Nuggets, they have a paint problem. They have Zion. That's canceled out. And who's guarding Brandon Ingram? I already told y'all about that. Like, that will be a terrible series. Jokic can do his thing. You would have to wish for Jamal Murray to tap back into that bubble shit. But if that doesn't happen, I don't see that series going past 6. Like, Jokic will do his thing, but they're just such a way better team than the Nuggets. You go to the Clippers, like I said, I don't know who they are. The Kings, let's be serious. Let's move on. Mavericks, you have a good chance. Luke is just a different demon. Like, we've seen him push teams that were way better than him to more games, like to 7 games. Like, he's just a different demon. That would be a good series. I would still go to Pelicans. Warriors, as of right now, I'm going to Pelicans. The Warriors need to make a change. They need Jakob Poeltl. Once they get Jakob Poeltl, I promise y'all, to me, they're going right back to the finals. Jakob Poeltl is just that big of a addition for them. Lakers, that would be a hard series for the Pelicans, especially with AD looking like this. That would be a hard series. But it's just the Lakers don't have the shit to stop Zion and Brandon Ingram. I'm just want to say they have a legit chance to make the finals, and this is the 4th year of the rebuild. Actually, I would say it's the 3rd, because this is Jrue Holiday's 3rd year with the Bucks, and I feel like that's when the rebuild officially started, when they got rid of Jrue Holiday and Lonzo. So yeah, they're in a good spot. And if you could do this real early, the Lakers, they're coming back, but they're still going to be in the lottery. And you get their pick, and you get to flip that for something else, because I promise y'all they won't make that pick next year, because this makes no sense. It's not a good thing to pile a bunch of young talent, because then you're going to have to pay all that young talent. You can't do that. So, in the future, man, this Pelican seems crazy. Like I said, Zion's back. Not back. Like, he's back to Duke Zion. He's an MVP candidate. You still have Brandon Ingram, which is crazy that they're doing this all without him. Closing games. Zion's closing games. Herb Jones, you don't have your best perimeter defender. You're dominating teams. It's just crazy, but this team is too talented. But other than that, man, that's it for this video. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Peace out.